Welcome back. My name is Patrick, and tonight I thought I'd just do kind of an open Oilers discussion on basically the Oilers' summer so far. The Jay Woodcroft 3-year signing, absolutely critical. Jay Woodcroft and Evander Kane were the two huge factors for the Oilers last season that turned that season around, led them to a Final Four appearance, and the Oilers can look to take that next step this year with both Evander Kane and Jay Woodcroft back. Almost equally as important, assistant coach Dave Manson also coming in. Glenn Gulutzan returns, and we're going to see a new assistant coach on the staff this year, Mark Stewart, former NHLer, Winnipeg, Boston, played overseas as well. He has assistant coaching experience in various leagues. He's worked with Jay Woodcroft's brother Todd before, so definitely will be another interesting hire for the Oilers. Let's start in goal. Mike Smith will not be back this year. Long-term injured reserve, looks like for the whole year. Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner will be the new Oilers tandem. I am so excited for the last few years. I know a lot of people in oil country share this thought with me. I'm really sick of talking about the Oilers goaltending as a problem every single year. Are Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner a perfect solution? No, but the Oilers don't need an absolutely perfect solution. They just need two guys that can come in, provide reliable goaltending, and give the Oilers a chance every single night. Mikko Koskinen, God bless him, he had some great stretches over his run here, but overall, he was just a little bit too inconsistent. Couldn't find that consistency where the Oilers could always rely on him. Mike Smith, same thing. Some amazing stretches for the Oilers, but overall, couldn't find that consistency. Ran into injury problems last year, so Mike Smith, Mikko Koskinen, both essentially moving on. Mike Smith is still here. Mikko Koskinen's gone over to Europe. Jack Campbell had an up and down run with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Some amazing goaltending, some stretches where he really struggled. But you really feel like Jack Campbell is starting to come into his own. Like I said, he's not the perfect solution. I don't think there really was a perfect solution for the Oilers this summer. Like the Colorado Avalanche, the Oilers just need two guys that can come in, give them solid goaltending. The Oilers don't need a goaltender that's going to steal them games. They have enough offensive ability. If the Oilers can get a goaltender that can keep the opposing team to 3 goals or less, the Oilers are going to win the vast majority of the time. The offensive power on this team is incredible. It's the defense and the goaltending that has been the Achilles heel for the Oilers the last few years. I think Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner are a huge boost in solving that problem for the Oilers. On the blue line, not too many key changes. It was absolutely huge, of course, bringing Brett Kulak back. Darnell Nurse was injured in the playoffs. He's going to have the chance to come back, hopefully fully refreshed, healed, ready to go. Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci were obviously a huge top pairing for the Oilers last year. Cody Ceci, I think we all thought he was going to come in as possibly a third pairing. It was hoped that he would be the replacement for Adam Larsson in the second pairing, but he ends up being much more than that for the Oilers. So that contract that looked a little iffy when the Oilers signed it last summer now looks like a great value contract. Cody Ceci in your top pairing, only making 3-something. Darnell Nurse next to him making far too much, 9.25. But even though he's overpaid, Darnell Nurse is still a strong top pairing defenseman for the Oilers. So they got Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci top pairing. It looks like it's going to be Brett Kulak, Evan Bouchard's second pairing. Obviously, you want to see Evan Bouchard eventually ascending to that top pairing. Cody Ceci moving down to the second pairing and then probably closing out his contract in the third pairing. In the third pairing currently, Philip Roberg and Tyson Berry. Tyson Berry is obviously a big area of concern right now for the Oilers cap-wise. I'll get to their overall cap situation in a minute, but Tyson Berry is one of the rumored players that could be heading out the door for the Oilers this summer. We'll see what happens. This will be our first chance to get a really good look at Philip Roberg. Hopefully he can come in, provide solid third pairing minutes for the Oilers. He's another guy like Bouchard. Obviously you want to see eventually ascend up the lineup. But obviously defensemen take time to develop, so the Oilers don't want to rush him into any position that he's not ready for. So the third pairing is a good spot for Philip Roberg. The number 7 spot is kind of up for grabs right now. My personal choice would be Marcus Niemolidan. I like the physical element that he would bring. I think the Oilers definitely need to show some toughness in the lineup, and Marcus Niemolidan is a guy that can bring that toughness for the Oilers. We could also see Slater Cuckoo in that spot, possibly Vincent Desharnais, but Ken Holland may still bring in another free agent in the number 7 role. We'll see how much cap space the Oilers have when everything's said and done, but Ken Holland might be able to get someone in on a great value deal, so we'll see what happens there. Let's take a look at the forward ranks now. Connor McDavid, Evander Kane, Kyler Yamamoto, Zach Hyman, probably one of the two slotting in on that right side for the Oilers. Obviously, the big addition there is Evander Kane coming back on a great value 4-year deal for the Oilers. So excited to have Evander Kane back. His combination with Connor McDavid was simply perfect. If the Oilers had lost Evander Kane this summer, they're just looking for the second best fit for that role. So getting Evander Kane back, absolutely huge for the Oilers. They didn't have to overpay. They didn't have to give him a 7-year, 8-year contract. Moving on to the second line, Leon Draisaitl is obviously going to be the number 2 center. Most likely Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the left side, and then either Zach Hyman or Kyler Yamamoto on the right side. Kyler Yamamoto has still not signed yet. We expect that contract to be at least a 2 or a 3-year deal in the $3 million range. Jesse Puljujarvi signing a 1-year, $3 million deal a couple days ago. Jesse Puljujarvi is the other major factor for the Oilers right now. We know the Oilers only have around $2.75 million in cap space left, and that's with using Oscar Klefbom and Mike Smith on long-term injury reserve, so the Oilers are obviously very tight. They still have Kyler Yamamoto, Ryan McLeod, and Tyler Benson to sign. Tyler Benson isn't too much of a concern because I have a feeling his contract's just going to get buried in Bakersfield. Possibly the Oilers move it, but obviously the two main areas of concern are Kyler Yamamoto and Ryan McLeod. Ryan McLeod we think is going to come in $1.5 million, maybe, probably less than that. So if you get those two guys done, the Oilers are going to be over the salary cap. Somebody has to move. I mentioned Tyson Berry earlier, but I think the Oilers ideally want to hold on to Tyson Berry, have that depth on the right side. It looks like Warren Fogle is probably going to be the odd man out. I'm personally not a huge fan of that. I really want to see another year of Warren Fogle. I feel like last year was just kind of a mess in between Dave Tippett and Jay Woodcroft. I don't think Warren Fogle ever really found his true spot in the Oilers lineup. I don't think he really got the chance to show what he could do. He did struggle, but the same could be said for Jesse Puljujarvi, who the Oilers are seemingly trying to push out the door. Jesse Puljujarvi is a really polarizing figure in Edmonton right now. I think you either love the guy or you can't stand the guy. There doesn't really seem to be much middle ground. Personally, I'm a fan of Jesse Puljujarvi, but I still think it might be time for a fresh start. This certainly isn't the most ideal time to trade Jesse Puljujarvi. The Oilers are kind of in a desperate situation. Puljujarvi is coming off a down year. You're not going to get good value. That's where you kind of lean more towards moving Warren Fogle. Fogle and Puljujarvi have almost the same cap hit. They're going to provide you the same relief if you can move them out. However, Puljujarvi's on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Fogle still has 2 years left on his contract, so at the end of the day, is maybe Puljujarvi's contract easier to move? He certainly hasn't been easy to move to this point, but everyone was obviously worried about what he was going to get in arbitration. The Oilers avoid arbitration, sign him to the 1-year, $3 million deal. So whoever's looking to acquire Jesse Puljujarvi now has cost certainty, and we're at the point now where the Oilers roster is really going to be dictated by what they do over the next few weeks. Dylan Holloway, Derek Ryan, Matthias Janmark, a new signing for the team this summer, Devon Shore. Basically, all those guys are going to factor into the Oilers' third and fourth lines, and we really can't say for sure what those lines are going to look like until the Oilers get this trade situation figured out. So at the end of the day, I think it's either Jesse Puljujarvi, Warren Fogle, or a third distant possibility is Tyson Berry possibly going out the door. I really don't see it being Tyson Berry at this point. I think we're between Jesse Puljujarvi and Warren Fogle. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think the next move will be, what you think of the roster so far, the job Ken Holland has done to this point. Do you think Jesse Puljujarvi is a long-term Oiler? Do you want him to be a long-term Oiler? Let me know in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Have a great evening, guys. I'll see you soon.